Hey y'all, happy Sunday. How was everybody's weekend?
It was good.
Good.
Good. Okay, cool. So, I'm gonna get straight into the charts. We're gonna go over gold and GU. So, let me share my screen. Y'all know last week it was crazy. It was so much news that came out. So y'all can see what it did to the markets. So let me share. Okay, so looking at both GU and gold, they're kind of doing the same thing right now. So with the gold, last week, actually, let me point this out. Before news came out, I actually adjusted my trend line and it did have a little retest, but I had another trend line that wasn't fully retest. Price didn't fully come up because when I drew my fib from this point to this point, it didn't hit a PRZ level, which is just a potential reversal zone. So from point A to point B, it never came up to at least my 23.6. So it was an invalid structure. Of course, once news came out, it played out, but I didn't get into that trade because I didn't have my confirmations. So with that being said, what I am doing right now is I want to see if price continues to respect this blue zone. And looking left, it's sitting at my 4-hour trend line right here. It broke it a little bit, but since it's also at this zone, that was previous resistance right there. Let me make this red. And it broke it. I want to see if it continues to respect it, especially since we had this massive push down all in this area. Price never did a pullback. So we need a pullback to happen before it continues. So what I did is I have this point right here from these 2 points drawn to the future, and that was broken. And as long as this green zone right here, this was broken as well. You can see right here, looking left, we have resistance, the resistance broke, and then all in this area, which is a whole bunch of support, drawn to the future. You can see we have support again right here, and it was broken. So I want to see, and we also have divergence on the smaller time frame. So as you can see right now, just looking at it, we see all these candles wicking up right now. So I want to see price push up to this green zone, which is aligned with these other trend lines. Everybody's trend lines will be different. Sometimes I just like to add an extra trend line just in case. So if price comes to this area, I want to see, and we get a retest at this trend line. So right now I see price pushing up, and if we get a retest right here, I will get in for sales. I'll take it down to this zone. And I'm gonna put an alert here if we do get a retest, and I want to see once it comes back to this level, if it continues to be bearish. So if it continues to push past this area, let me draw it out. So if it retests and gives wick exhaustion, and I get in for sales, and it gives that bearish momentum, I'm gonna get out right here at TP1 around 1838. And if that plays out, that'll be about 570 pips. Now, if price, y'all know I like to give both sides. So that's the first scenario I see. That's like my main bias that I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to push up to this area, retest, and there'll be 3 retests right there. It'll be a retest of this green trend line at the top, and it's gonna be the 3rd retest of that. It's gonna be a retest of this broken zone right here, because it was support, broke, now looking for a retest. And it'll also be a retest of this trend line right here from these 2 points over here. And this trend line was broken twice. I already got this one highlighted, but I'll just go over it again. And never retest it. So that'll be 3 retests. And once it hits 38.2, 38.2 means it's just gonna shabam. It's just gonna shoot down, excuse me, to TP1. So that's what I see overall. If that does not happen, if price stays, I still see it pushing up, but it can give a retest and then come down to this blue trend line and retest that area. And then it can push up. Now, if it pushes past this green trend line, you want to look for a retest right here before getting in a minor structure buy. And that's why I said right here, I'm really going to keep an alert on it. After it pushes past it, I'm going to keep an alert right here just to keep my eye on this area. To see what it does. So yeah, so if it does this scenario that's drawn out, then that's when I'll take my fib and get into a little minor structure right here. So if it comes down here to this trend line, retest it, taken up to this zone right here. Because this upper green zone, you can see it was broken right here on the 4-hour. So price could possibly go up there to retest that area as well. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Was I speaking too fast? Does that make sense?
I know I have the same thing.
Huh?
I have the same setup.
Oh, see,
It makes sense to me.
cool. Does anybody else have any questions on gold? So those are the both scenarios. But you just gotta, make sure that breaking that retest and this blue level right here, where price is, this is a key area. So just to sum it up, if price comes up, retest with wick exhaustion, and gives bearish momentum past this area right here, you'll take it down for a sell, and you'll add your fib after that. But if price retest, and breaks any of these trend lines, gives another retest, now we're in a mini uptrend if that happens, and you'll get in for a buy to this green zone right there. And that'll still be a good amount of pips. Even if price comes here to retest, go up to that blue zone, that's 450 pips. So either way, either direction, you get in a good 400 to 500 pips. Easy. Either way it goes. But that's why it's always good to be prepared for both sides of the market, because you just never know what's going to happen. So yeah, these are beautiful setups, and I can't wait until tomorrow morning to see what happens. There's no news coming out tomorrow. So yeah, everything should start playing out smoothly now that all that craziness is done with from last week. So does anybody have any questions on gold before we move on to GU? Oh, and then I also want to point out, last week I had got into this trade right here at this high point. So I had this trend line from all the way down here. Y'all see price was respected like multiple times in this area. Let me lock this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like just so many times. And this green zone right here is just a key level that was respected. So after price pushed up, I saw we had some divergence. We were retesting this green trend line. And then I also had this other zone right here, this top green zone, which was from previous resistance. Y'all see it was resistance like 3 times right there. And then it broke right here and it never got retested. So, oops. Let me, okay, get rid of that. It never got retested. So once we got this wick exhaustion off this trend line, I got in for a sale, but I only took it to the green zone because I saw that it was broken and never retested. And of course, as you can see, like it continued to push past. And that happened because news came out. But I don't care. I took profit here. This is something that I got in early London session and it played out in the beginning of New York. But I'd rather take profit instead of trying to be greedy and something just happens to go against me or whatever. So sometimes you can always take it to an area that's also broken too, that you see that needs to be retested. If you're not sure if it's gonna fully go, surpass that level. Does that make sense? Yeah, all these.
Yes, it makes sense. One question, can I see a blue line where it's connected to?
This one or the bottom
Yes.
one?
Yes, the top one.
This one? Yeah. So it's from right here and right here.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, cool. So now let's look at GU. So yeah, so right now, if you do trade, the pullbacks, you can get in this trade. Right now to take it up here, that'll be 250 pips, but you'll want to put your stop loss right here. So if you want to take advantage of this trade, you could take it up to this area, but put your stop loss right here. So that's one trade for the people who want to trade that. That's right now money. If you want to be patient, like for me, sometimes I do get in pullbacks, but overall I just get in the major movement of structure. So I'm gonna wait this one out until tomorrow morning. But yeah, but this is a scenario, a trade to take advantage of right now. Now, GU is basically in the same predicament. GU, this is the trade that we've been going over for the last like 2 weeks. Sorry, I got a lot going on right here, so I hope this don't confuse nobody. But this is the overall structure that I had pointed out. It was point A, point B, and I was looking for it to go all the way to TP2, which it did at 1.215. And we were just taking advantage of the moves in between it. So now where price is, we are near this daily trend line that I have from these points down here. So I want to see if price may come back down here and retest a little bit before it pushes back up. Or it can kind of just push up back up right now and then push down. Literally same scenario as gold. Since all this news pushed it back down, we need to have a pullback, and it broke through these previous zones right here. As you can see, we have, looking at this top zone right here, looking left, we have all this area of support. And it's now broken. And then even on this bottom green trend line, same thing. We have support, and it was broken. And we're also at this weekly level. And my weekly levels on my charts just means that I'm expecting some consolidation. So looking left, you can see every time price was in these areas, like right here, every time they're at these areas of my weekly levels, there's some type of consolidation. So where price is right now, I can see some consolidation happening, especially since we are at the daily trend line too. Anytime it's at those really high time frame trend lines, like daily, weekly, or monthly, it'll retest it, but it'll still be in that area a little bit before it plays out. So, and there was divergence too, I think on, was it the 30-minute or 15-minute? It was more clear on the 15-minute, but you can see it's nothing going on. Price isn't really doing nothing. Yeah, so with that one, I want to see that one. I want to wait that one out. I want to see how it reacts at this trend line right here from these 2 points. And if it does a retest, this will be one trade to take advantage of. And then if it does a retest, you can take it down for a sale, take it at least to this daily area, which is near this blue zone right here. The blue zone is my 4-hour. So looking at the 4-hour, let me get rid of all this. So looking at this zone right here, this blue zone, you can see right here, looking left, we had support, broke, came back to retest. Did I say support? I mean resistance. Came back to retest as support, and it kind of did the same thing, support right here. It kind of broke through a little bit, but until this daily is broken and retested, I'm not going to get into no major sales. But looking at what it's doing right now, I do see it pushing back up, and I want to see just like gold, if it's going to come back up. If it gives a retest, I'm getting in for sales. If it pushes past this daily, which you can do, you could be looking for something like this to happen. And if it plays out like this, literally TP1 is aligned with that zone where I see price coming to. And if it retests this area right here, that'll be 230 pips. Now that's what I'll be looking for GU. On the other side, if it doesn't pass this daily trend line to get to this zone, if it just comes back here to retest, I would just make sure this trend line isn't broken. If it doesn't get broken and retest, then you'll still stay in sales. If it breaks and retests, you'll be looking for a minor buy. But as long as price, if it keeps retesting this green trend line right here, you'll still be looking for sales. If it continues to do that, and if it breaks through, you just take it right here to this area at 1.19389. I can see that happening too, like doing something like this, consolidating in this area before it pushes back. Let me put this. Let me see. Yeah, because even if it just comes up to here and gives some consolidation, I can still see it pushing past. So we just gotta wait and see. I just want to see where the setup is in the morning, but I still can see those another sale happening for both GU and gold. They're kind of identical right now. Does anybody have any questions on that? I haven't looked at the dollar. Ooh. Let's see what the dollar's doing. Does everybody have any questions so far on that? On GU? Oh, this is a lot of divergence. Right there. Let's see if there's any on the lower time frame. Okay, so clearly I have this red trend line. So usually my red is daily. Let's see how the daily is. Okay, so y'all see I have it from these 2 points right here, and it was broken. Where'd it go? Why is not on the, okay. I got it hiding. So let's make this clear on the 4 hour. Okay. So this is broken right here. Let's see if there's something. It's a little bit on the 15-minute. They're all the pairs are kind of doing the same right now. We kind of got to see how it plays out tonight. There's some right here on the 15-minute. You always have multiple trend lines. Yeah, sometimes I do. I do use multiple trend lines, yes. So we could possibly be looking for the dollar to push down some. And that aligns too with what we was just looking at with GU and gold pushing up. As this dollar's falling, that's gonna make gold push back up and GU push up.
It's a fact.
So yeah, if it comes back and retests this trend line too, I don't trade the dollar, but I just look at it just for like analysis wise. So yeah, pull down, and then if it retests here, it can push up. And as that happens, as that push ups, that'll make gold and GU push down, just like I was basically just talking about. So the dollar is aligning with my analysis too. So that's nice to see. Does that make sense to everybody? I just did this real quick too.
On my end, it do. That
Sorry.
makes sense. On my end, it makes sense.
Yeah, and this TP1 too on the dollar is aligned with this zone. As you can see, it's like a whole bunch of support that was broken.
Makes perfect.
Yep, never got retested. So yeah, I'm confident in both of these, and that's a lot of pips. So who ready to get this money?
It's a fact. That's a fact.
Cool. All right, I'm glad. These are some clean setups too. So you just got to make sure you have those alerts on those trend lines, because you don't want to just be looking at your charts every 5 minutes trying to figure out what's going on. Set the alerts on your 15-minute and your 30-minute. You can either set it once per minute to go off every minute, or you can set it to alert you when the candle closes. So just look for those retests. And I'm recording this video, so you can rewatch it too once I post it in the chat. So everybody good? Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm glad we got straight to it. So let's get to the markets tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Good night, everybody.
Take care.
You too. Bye.